Hey guys, here's my quick video as promised. It's not actually going to be, well, it's not actually been that quick because I started recording it yesterday. But I've got a bit of a story to tell you now. Yesterday was Mother's Day, as we all know. And we decided, or I decided it'd be a good idea to go to the beach. Mother's Day, walk along the front, buy some chips, and just let the kids run around and have a nice time, watch the sun go down. And my idea was to record this video as the sun's going down in the distance. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out like that because when we got there, it was pouring rain, it was freezing cold and really, really windy, and it was just bleak. So we quickly had our chips, we was wrapped up really, really warm, and I thought, well, I'm not going to let it stop me. I'm still going to make my video anyway. So we went down to the sea and I started to make my video. And I was getting buffeted in all around and it was crazy. And then my daughter Mary came rushing up behind me and started pulling faces and stuff like that, which was fine. I didn't mind that until I see the look on her face when I told her this video was actually going to go on Facebook, and she just sort of looked like the world was going to swallow her up. So I said, don't worry, I'll record it again tomorrow. And because obviously not everyone wants to be on Facebook, and Mary is a very private person. So here I am recording it again today. Now to the purpose of the video. I was thinking, how could I offer some value to you within just a few minutes? What could I say that was going to help you? And anyone that's going to be involved in 21 steps, this few minutes will help them. And hopefully help a few others, a few of you as well. So I was installing a new version of WordPress for someone. It's completely clean install, no plugins, nothing, and it just occurred to me that they won't know what plugins to install, what are good plugins, bad plugins, because obviously they're not all good plugins. You don't want to use all of them because it slows up your site path and anything else. So there's 5 plugins that I've come just almost naturally, like a second instinct, if you like, just to install whenever I install any kind of WordPress site. So I thought I'd share those 5 plugins with you on this video. Okay, so I've got a list here, 5 plugins. The first one being Jetpack, and basically what Jetpack does, it gives you all the functionality of WordPress.com on a WordPress.org site, which is what we're looking for, because we use WordPress.org because it's self-hosted, and therefore you've got the rights over all the content. You haven't got that privilege with WordPress.com because you're not paying for the hosting, it's not your own hosting. So Jetpack gives you all the functionality of WordPress.com on your WordPress.org site. So it gives you lots of different bundled plugins that you can use for comments or maybe to share on Facebook or socially, social plugins. There's a stats counter, so you can count all the people that visit your site. Obviously, all this stuff you can get elsewhere, but if you can get it all bundled into one plugin, then why wouldn't you use it? Second up, Clean Contact. Clean Contact is what it says on the tin. It's just a contact form. I've always used it. It's really, really easy to install. You just add a short code to any page on your WordPress site, and it instantly produces this really clean, professional looking contact form. Again, there's loads out there, but this is one I've always used. It works really well. Okay. TinyMCE. TinyMCE just gives you lots more options when you're producing your content. So in the contents box, when you're writing your articles, you're limited a bit to what you can do with it in terms of font sizes, colors, where you put your images, stuff like that. And this just gives the TinyMCE just gives you loads and loads and loads of options. You can highlight text, choose any font you like. You've got more sort of options when it comes to altering the size of your text. And it goes way beyond that. There's just so many things it does. It's a must-have plugin. Everyone should have TinyMCE. Next, we have Page Builder. If you're going to build any kind of membership site, Page Builder will really, really help you out. And basically, it's just a way of segregating different areas of your page, again in your content area, for certain things. Anyone that's tried to use WordPress will know that sometimes there's an issue with formatting and your page goes all over the place, or your text goes all over the place. If you use Page Builder, all that stops, and it's really, really simple to use. So suggest you go out and get a copy of Page Builder. It's free. Again, all these plugins are free, or at least they've got a free version. And finally, Askimet. Now, normally when you install WordPress, Askimet comes with it. But very few people, maybe we're just lazy, but very few people actually install Askimet. I think it's because you have to go and register with them, and you need to install it, insert a key, and maybe the value isn't obviously there immediately. But basically, Askimet just, I say that word a lot, don't I? Basically, I have to watch out for that. Askimet just keeps an eye on your comments, okay? So it looks for spam. When someone leaves a comment on your site, it looks to see if it's a bit spammy, and if it is, then it won't allow the comment to go through it. Just filter it out. And with my sites, I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of spam comments, and I won't be without Askimet because it's a real lifesaver at times. It really is useful. Okay, so you won't see the obvious value in that immediately, but further down the line, then you'll see it. Okay, so that's for 5 plugins I always install on all my sites. I know these plugins will help you going forward, and they will save you hours and hours. I can't begin to tell you how many hours that those plugins have saved me. I used to write on my blogs every day. I'd update with new content, and I'd struggle just with the TinyMC alone. I'd struggle using the page builders that are built into WordPress, and it was just a nightmare. And then I discovered that TinyMC, and it just saved me hours, and it will do the same for you. So I've done you a huge favour there. All these plugins are really, really good, and you should be installing all of them on every single WordPress site you've got. Okay, so that's it. One thing I should say, and one more thing, I did learn from that video that I did yesterday at the beach when I was getting blown away by the wind. My camera, I noticed when I recorded it, after I played it back, I do a lot of moving around, and my camera was moving around all over the place, and it looked horrible. I couldn't even focus on watching myself. Not that I like watching myself anyway. And the other thing is, I kept turning around. I kept getting distracted by the kids, or the waves coming in around my feet, or the wind blowing me around. I kept getting distracted and looking away from the camera, and it was affecting the sound, so people couldn't hear me. Well, I couldn't hear myself anyway. So I did learn something from yesterday's video, so it was worth doing. So it just shows taking action, even if you don't publish the stuff. It's an education that helps you out. That's enough for me, and I will speak to you again soon.